YouTube, what's cracking? It's your boy, 1034. As you can see, I'm chilling, laying in this bunk. I'm knocking out a 34. Well, I'm gonna make it a 34. You know, a couple days ago, a day ago, I had some ice freeze up on my airlines. My dump valve was frozen open. But anyway, you know, I took care of that. Found out I need to replace the filter in my air dryer, and we should be straight. But it was an expensive ass lesson just to find out about that filter. Yeah, it's no longer cold. I'm sitting in Virginia, man. The heat is coming through this window with a cool breeze, but the sun is magnifying right now. So if anybody ever had a delivery at Walmart, you already know what it is. If you're late, you're fucked. So I was supposed to drop this shit off yesterday morning at 7:30. Now I gotta drop it off tomorrow at 9:30. And the way it works out, that'll be a 34, you know what I'm saying? You know, get me an official 34 in. But I was sitting here thinking, man, sitting in this truck, you know what I'm saying? I sat up for a bit. I was looking out the window, and I started thinking of my 13 speed, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at that stick shift. And thinking about trucking and enjoying the truck. And you know how train of thought go. You know, across my mind of how empty that space would be with that void if this truck was an automatic. Then I started thinking, if this truck was an automatic, I wouldn't even want to drive it. I wouldn't want to be a trucker if all trucks were automatic. So then it got me to thinking, dudes back in the days, man, they had like 2 and 3 gear shifters sticking up out the middle right there. And then here come the automatics. But when the automatics came, that opened the door for a lot of people who wouldn't have been trucking because they were intimidated by 8 speeds, 9 speeds, 10 speed, 13 speed, 18 gears. And then that led me to thinking that the meek shall inherit the earth. Ever since I was little, you know, that's been one of those phrases or idioms, whatever you call it. I've always pondered on that and I never understood it. That's been one cliche or phrase or idiom that I never could wrap my head around. But that's one of the most obvious things that are transpiring right now. And nothing against, you know, people who like to drive automatic trucks or anything like that. You know, shifting gears is just my preference. You know, I wouldn't want an automatic motorcycle, but they got them. You know, wouldn't want an automatic truck. I wouldn't want an automatic sports car. But they got them. And it's to appease, the masses and all crowds, so no one is feeling left out. And that's what, led me to think and understand now. I finally understand it. The meek are inheriting the earth. Everything is becoming so blurred. Everything is becoming so simplified that you need no skill, you need no character to get in. You don't need game anymore to get a woman. You don't need skill to be a truck driver. I be listening to folks and they talking about, when they work with the company, in 6 months, they can become a trainer. How's that even possible? To train someone to drive a big rig after you've only been driving it for 6 months and get paid for it. The meek shall inherit the earth. It all makes sense now. And this comes from just looking at this gear shifter in my truck. If truck drivers back in the days had stood up for that revolution, we don't want automatics. We don't want automatics. If the manufacturer had it in his blood and just stuck to the line and kept the trucks gritty, you know what I'm saying? Kept the trucks mechanical. Kept the trucks like mechanically engaging. We wouldn't be here today. The meek are inheriting the earth. I won't even begin to talk about the gender benders and things like that. But the meek, those are the meek. And, that's just real elementary just to get you to, understand the picture of what I'm talking about, of meek. Just weak, frail, shy, easily intimidated type of individuals who just wouldn't really last in a dog eat dog world, I guess. Even the way that the street thugs roll. Compared to the true meek of today, they are tough. They are gangsters. But compared to the gangsters of old, these gangsters are meek and would have been the meek in their eyes. It's just food for thought. You just sit in this truck, man, and all you have are your thoughts. And it just really depends on what you think about. I never know what I'm going to be thinking about randomly from one moment to the next. Of course, I think about progress, enlightenment, and things like that. But once there's a dull space or a blank moment, anything could go any direction. Just for looking at this 13 speed, staring out the window of this truck, I found the answer to that phrase, the meek shall inherit the earth. I've always, I swear, since I was little, I've always wondered, how is that possible? How could the meek inherit the earth? Because this society is becoming so relaxed and lazy and push button. Everyone wants to say whatever they want to say. Including me. I want to say what I want to say. But there's things that I don't say because they would be absolutely out of line. They would be offensive. Sometimes they're not called for. But not everyone has that restraint. And it's usually the meek of today who will say anything because that's their power. The meek know that they're meek. So they will get fly at the mouth and say any old crazy reckless thing because it's a display of strength to offend someone with words, to say something harsh. But there was a day we used to say, I forgot what it was, just motherfuckers getting fly at the mouth, you know what I'm saying? Don't get socked the fuck up getting fly at the mouth, and motherfuckers respected that shit. There's no respect for that anymore. There's no integrity with the meek. They want everything. And then it clouds the judgment of women when they're in the arena of looking for a man or something like that. They'll end up dating the meek, procreating the meek, raising more meek individuals with no backbone, no integrity, nothing to stand on or to believe in. The meek have inherited the earth. I'm so glad I'm an old man nowadays and I'm not, in the young, prime section of my life where I'm out in the streets, where I'm trying to be seen and be known, and because it's hard nowadays. Sagging pants and shit like that, that's been around forever, but I've never been into it. I still wear the same type of pants that I've worn decade after decade after decade. I guess they would call them skinny jeans, but they weren't skinny jeans because I never had my shit tapered at the ankle. That's some meek shit. But they didn't sag. I would wear my pants so if I took my belt off, that my pants wouldn't go, past my hip or whatever. I mean, there's reasons for that. But I'm just rambling, man. It's just laying up here. Bored. About to watch an old school flick on Netflix, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorites. But anyway, it's your boy, 1034. You know what it is. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's January. I'm on my first run out for the month. It wasn't a good one. Of course, made some money, shit like that. But it wasn't a good one. I saw red on my goddamn ELD so much, man. I had violations and shit. I don't like that shit. Next time I come out, February, I won't go in violation on my e-log. This is my first time using it. So it's all good. January here marks 1 full year of owning this truck. 1 full year of owning this truck. I bought this truck January 2017. Come March 2018, I would have been trucking. I would have held the wheel for 1 solid year. And in March 2018, 8 months of that year will be as an owner-operator. I had some hiccups here and there, you know what I'm saying? Nothing major, just growing pains. I'm a rookie out here, man. I'm a rookie, obviously. But I don't think I'm doing half bad, man. I don't think I'm doing that bad. But what I am going to do 2018, I'm just going to take it slow. 2017, man, I came out the gates running. Man, I came out the gates running, boy. I couldn't wait to get my truck on the road. Couldn't wait to start pulling loads. Couldn't wait to, watch the bank account grow. So 2018, it's just going to be more focused on business, the business side of this trucking. The hustle side was 2017. Speaking of hustle, man, I got some hood clamps on my Volvo. I went to the junkyard and pulled them off of an International, and I put them on my Volvo. The boys out in the street, they were talking bad about me, you know what I'm saying? I know they be watching, talking about the owner op with no payments on his truck, but he got the bungees holding his hood down. Yeah, it had some bungees on my hood, but I liked it. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel like I was out here hustling with this trucking. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel like I was just holding my truck together so I can get to the next load. But I really didn't need it. Only thing I need is one hood release cable. But to put on that hood release cable, man, you have to just completely take the whole damn dashboard off and thread that cable from the right side all the way to the left and underneath the steering wheel. I don't have time for that shit, man. But I like it now. I like the profile. I got them hood clamps on there, man. It makes my truck look pretty cool. I like it, man. I like it. But you know. So yeah, 2018, man. I'm just about the business, man. Increase my business. Like I say, 2017, it was just all about the hustle. Hustle. Use my truck to make some money. Okay, I bought the truck. Now we need to get the money back. See how the money's coming in. You know what I'm saying? See how these lanes are working. See how the loads are coming. See how these shippers behave. See how I behave. Oh, I got it, man. It's simple, you know. Shit ain't rocket science. I'm still waiting for the fucking rocket science to come in, but it's just not coming in yet. So it's got to be on your ball, man. All right. And man, hold your ground, bruh. If you's a solid motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Hold your ground, man. Stand firm. You know, implement your values. Because the meek shall inherit the earth. Watch out.